Last time Stugotz that I heard him at these microphones, he declared that the Heat and Panthers were playing a must-win game. The Panthers won that game. They're down 3-1. The Heat lost that game. They're up 2-1. The must game has lost all value when Stugotz calls it a must game.
Well, I mean, had the Panthers lost that must-win game, they would have been eliminated. So they did need to win that to stay alive.
Mike has plenty for the Panthers. He had jerseys. He had a tiny jersey for his daughter, a Barkov jersey. He wore a Barkov jersey to the arena. He says he's going to burn the jersey. He said beforehand, if Barkov did not do anything in the game, which he didn't, Zaslow was here. We're thrilled to have him here to talk Heat and Panthers. But go ahead, Barkov. You guys are. I can't remember the last Panther hockey. Maybe Bobrovsky has frustrated you as much as Barkov.
Oh, we know exactly who Bobrovsky is. Mr. 500. The fact that Paul Maurice went back to Bobrovsky, and yes, Alex Lyon let in 5 soft ones. That's not great. It's actually pretty bad. And I actually, in theory, understand the move to Bobrovsky. But I wanted to yell at somebody, and once Bobrovsky let in 5, I was like, why didn't we start Lyon? But Barkov is my biggest bone to pick right now. And Zaslow, I'll set you up because if you'd like to join me, me and my daughter will be burning our Barkov jerseys if we lose this one in a gentlemanly fashion.
Well, the first thing I want to ask you, Mike Ryan, is are you I saw the picture of you and your daughter wearing the Barkov jerseys. Are you super embarrassed that you wore the Barkov jersey, or are you incredibly embarrassed that you wore a Barkov jersey?
Incredibly embarrassed.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, look, I'm willing to sit here and say that Barkov knows what he did. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. He's done nothing this series. He did nothing last year against Tampa when we got our ass swept out of the playoffs. He had no goals, 1 assist that entire series. President's Trophy, 1 assist against the Big Bad Lightning last year. Swept. And now this year, he doesn't even get shots on goal. He's made it so, like, I'm not mad at Bobrovsky at all. I'm really not. I mean, Panthers' goaltending situation sucks. I'm not mad at the murderer of fun, Paul Maurice. This isn't his fault. Here's a question. Anyone feel free to answer. How is Barkov the captain of this team?
Right?
Let me know.
Right?
I've never heard him talk.
Dude, if you want to get
You think he gives a Herbrook speech in the dressing room?
Lead me.
If you want to get into some of that, because I'd like to.
How's he the captain?
When Tkachuk is out there fighting goalies, or should I say goalies are out there fighting Tkachuk, because he's getting under everybody's skin.
How slow was Barkov into that scrum?
Barkov was just chilling. He was having a mimosa on the side.
He took off his skates. He walked over there on the ice.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju.
I don't think that's true.
At Le Batard Show. Was Barkov having a mimosa during the fight yesterday?
Also, sleepiest crowd I have ever seen.
What's there to cheer about?
They've given us nothing to cheer about.
They weren't good. What were they to cheer about?
You guys wanted all this smoke against a historic...
I wasn't aware that the Bruins fan base was large and would travel.
Against a historically great regular season team, and furthermore, you're so desperate about the goalkeeping. You're so not used to any good goalkeeping since Van Beesbrook that you guys took 6 games, a 6-game sample size into the playoffs against the greatest regular season team we've ever seen.
Not true. Luongo has his jersey retired, and Vokun, if we're on this team, Stanley Cup Finals. And I did want the smoke. And it took the Bruins 5 games to actually play well. Like, they last game was their first really dominant game the entire time. Florida is just...
They died game 3.
But those were soft goals that Lyon let in.
Yeah, but we were down 4-0, 6 minutes left in the game.
They're doing all the wrong things. You cannot beat a 1 seed, letting in these soft goals, giving them easy penalties to let them be on the front foot. Because Boston hasn't been super impressive until very recently in this series. There was a time where you could tell
1 and 2. We were better.
You could say that the Florida Panthers were dominant 5 out of the 6 first periods in this series, and they got the 1 win to show for it.
Hang a banner for that.
Yeah.
Hang a banner.
Well, wait a second, because Dan was out here making all sorts of excuses for Barkov, saying, it's the Boston Bruins. They'll do this to you. They're missing their 2 top centers.
Barkov, Mike, he's played 30 playoff games. He has 6 goals.
Their defense.
I don't want to hear about Boston doing anything to Barkov.
Their defense is elite, though, Boston.
It's incredible.
They're like the 86 Bears out here.
It's incredible. Their defense is fantastic.
86 Bears? Wasn't that the year that
It's
they were?
85 Bears. Well, I'm sure the 86 Bears were also
Can
good.
Can I just
They won the Super Bowl in 86.
Dan, can I just say that I have no idea what's happening right now?
Well, you are not fluent in hockey.
I feel like a wildlife camera that is picking up a lot of footage from like just creatures scurrying about. There are names that seem very fake.
Pablo, give me 2 minutes on Sam Bennett. Go.
Okay. I just want to point out that Mike and Zaz have been yelling at each other so loudly that they knocked down the screen on this window of a room that I think needs to be renamed at some point. It's not a shipping container anymore. It's something else, I guess, Dan. But it's like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park blowing down the banner. And it's a lot for me to process what's happening.
The studio is already a good contribution, has already fallen apart.
I'd like to take his 2 minutes on Sam Bennett.
And
He almost won the Masters.
we've already outgrown the studio because there are too many people here. People are just hearing from Pablo for the first time. But I want to hear from Zaslow and his outrage because the Panthers are now down 3-1. We've talked about this team more in the last 2 years than we have at any point in the last 25 years.
They've been relevant.
And all they do is face buzzsaws in the first round.
Yeah, the weird part about it is, and this is going to sound so stupid when I say it, but it's 1,000% the truth. Do you know that we are in the actual golden era of Panther hockey right now? They've never made the postseason 3 straight years. This is year number 29. This is the golden era of Panther hockey.
But the last 2 years, this is the thing. You guys have run into teams that are championship great in the first round.
This still has been fun. I'll defend it. I've been going to the games all year.
Last
this
two
is a
games were
fun
not fun,
team.
man.
Obviously not the last two. I'm just saying in general, to your point, Zaz, these have been fun years to be a Panthers fan.
I agree.
But they got it. They just do this thing now where we're becoming the team where it's like we're expected to make the playoffs and we're going to take a big poop.
3 years
Stop
left.
pooping.
3 years left on this Bobrovsky deal that has handcuffed their ability to improve at the position.
Dude, how about all the money Bobrovsky, Ekblad, Barkov? That's their entire salary cap.
Ek wasn't even there. They have
bad.
They have Kachuk on a terrific deal, but do you realize that Barkov, I learned this last night, has a full no trade clause until 2028.
All right, see, you need to leave him voice messages every morning saying, "Listen, we hate you."
Oh my God!
And then he'll be like, "All right, I'd like to be traded."
That's a good point.
You learned that this morning, Mike? You learned this morning that your goalie...
Well, because I just wanted to yell at people yesterday. I was just yelling in group chats, and Josh Appel, our former intern, now the voice of the Miami Marlins PA announce system, he informed me that Barkov has a full no-trade clause until 2028, which really undercut my whole can we trade Barkov to Calgary to take. And now I just want to convince Barkov that Ottawa's a place to be so we can trade Barkov for Brady Tkachuk. Because I like the Tkachuks. The Tkachuks are actually showing up. I want this team identity to be...
Kachuk and Bennett are so good. I wish every player was Kachuk.
They are cut from the same cloth. And Barkov has been emblematic of this entire approach from this franchise over the last few years. I think we need a purge.
Look, you can't tell me, I understand there was a contract situation. You can't tell me that they didn't trade Huberdeau last year, in part because he's not a playoff caliber player. He did nothing in the series against Tampa. They bring in Kachuk. That's a playoff caliber player. They bring in Maurice. They want to change the whole style to play playoff caliber hockey. Whatever you think of Paul Maurice, okay, fine. If you're going to do it, don't you go all the way and get rid of Barkov then?
Got to.
He's not a playoff player.
Got to get rid of him.
You have to get rid of him.
Got to get rid of him.
Wait, get rid of him how? It's a giant contract.
He's got a no-trade clause. You got to find a way.
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
He's
He's a
not,
solid player.
He's not a playoff goalie that you can count on. All of you guys...
No, Barkov.
Bobrovsky is a goalie.
For 2 years, thank you.
Obviously.
For 2 years, you guys have been hoping that the Panthers are going to do something in the playoffs. And if I ask you what is their greatest weakness, and if I ask you what's the thing that you don't want your playoff team to be weak at, your goaltending stinks. You just said 5 soft goals.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But he was also spectacular in game 2, and he at least flashes a special quality, and it's the unknown. For Paul Maurice to go back to Bobrovsky when we all know who Bobrovsky is, and for it to work out that way, I think, you know what? Possibly fire him. Possibly fire him. Look at Winnipeg. Winnipeg's so much better without Paul Maurice.
If they weren't going to fire Maurice in the middle of the season when things were really going terrible, they are not firing him now. What are you talking about?
Possibly fire him?
In all honesty, like seriously, right now, before the season started, you'd have been saying to yourself, Spencer Knight would have been in goal.
Yeah, but he's not available to the team. And Alex Lyon, they don't get into the playoffs without Alex Lyon's performance down the stretch.
Pablo, give me 2 minutes on Spencer Knight.
I am.
Be careful.
I'm marveling at how for the people who can't see this, certain names are being punctuated by very emphatic gestures. That's giving me some context clues. But that's about. I'm
What
like,
have you
yeah.
put
I'm also
wait.
looking at Winnipeg.
What have you put together with the context clues?
Who do we not like?
We don't like anybody, man. And
I learned that the
is,
guy that Mike had a jersey on, like his
Barkov.
name, like he's
Yeah.
out on him now.
Barkov.
apparently.
He
That
knows
was
what he did.
yesterday, though. Now
Zaslow,
he's
does he
out.
knows what he does he know?
He did
what
nothing. He knows exactly what he did, which was nothing.
He leads
He did
like,
nothing.
He leads like Kawhi Leonard, but he leaves out of the part where he does good things on the.
What does
on the
Barkov
ice.
like when they go to the dressing room after the game and Barkov once again does nothing in the post? Like, does he walk in as the captain? Like, good effort, guys. Good try. We tried hard. I don't get. How's he the captain? How's he the captain?
I want Chucky.
How is Kachuk not the captain?
I want Chucky. I've been told I've been mispronouncing Kachuk's name the entire time. Oh, please. But it's American, and I've heard Keith Kachuk, but it's Kachuk.
Yeah, it's Kachuk.
But he's called Chucky,
Just say
not
it the way
Chucky.
Say it like I say it.
I thought Zaslow was saying it wrong each time.
No, I mean, I think this is a tomato
Very good at
situation.
pronunciation. Very good.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show, Kachuk or Kachuk, because that's a famous hockey name, and I've been pronouncing it wrong my entire life. I've always thought it's Kachuk. I'm surprised at how unreasonably mad Zaslow is that Barkov is the captain.
I mean, seriously, has anyone heard him talk?
But who cares whether somebody's the captain or not? Like, who
Yeah, what are a
cares?
captain's responsibilities?
Lead.
The only time he's ever
are we
flashed
really
any
talking
leadership
about?
that was important to the team was that one time that he caught D Wade diving into the sidelines. Like he saved the Heat season.
I'd like my captain to be the guy who goes in the dressing room and fires guys up on the
Yeah,
team.
Chucky.
Same.
I'd like him to be tough, and most of all, best quality of captain, best quality, do something in the playoffs.
One time even. I mean, Jesus.
Mike, you are burning the jerseys because you said before going in, it's such a
It's a very expensive jersey. It has a fight strap in the back. This is an authentic.
A fight strap.
Yeah, that's how you know a jersey is authentic if it has a fight strap in the back. A fight strap is when they say it on the microphone, please, Billy, for the audience. It's when they tie the jersey to the back loop. So because if you're in a fight, someone tries to pull off your jersey. So if you have the fight strap buckled in,
So are
it's
you and
harder
your
to do
daughter's
that.
fighting people?
Yeah.
Why did you need the fight?
Well,
Does
we're
the
gonna go after
baby
Barkov.
jersey have a fight strap?
Yeah, she's got a fight strap.
That's
too.
ridiculous. That's part of the problem with
such
this
a
country.
small jersey. Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show, Juju. Is the baby hockey jersey having a fight strap the biggest problem in this country?